So, throwing together a seafood bisque. Right now I'm cutting up the seafood. My cutting board keeps sliding on me, but cutting up the seafood in little chunks, so it's not so big a chunks when you go to eat the soup. This has a little of everything: scallops and mussels and calamari and let's see, calamari, shrimp, mussels, octopus, and imitation crab meat. A lot of you probably, if you don't like calamari or you don't like shrimp or certain things, you can always eliminate it in your soup, which is fine. A lot of people don't like all of it, but I like it all. So what I'll do is I'll make a roux, which is, you taking, don't know what a roux is, you take butter and flour and put it on in a saucepan, make a thickener out of it. Then you put your seafood in that, cook your seafood. And the nice thing about seafood, you don't have to cook it very long. And once your seafood gets heated up, I'm going to take, and got a cheat, I'm using diced potatoes and adding that to it. And then you add your half and half cream and your milk products. And if you need a little thicker, you use just a touch more flour. And you let her cook down. Add a couple of teaspoons of the Old Bay seasoning, and you'll actually have a nice soup. Ruthie likes she's not much for shrimp or any of that, but doesn't seem to bother her in a bisque.
Allergies.
Well, I think you might have had, just when you were eating them before, you just had too much of it and you got sick.
Yeah,
I don't think you were allergic to it.
When I was growing up, my best friend was a guy, and he actually passed away of cancer in his early 30s, but we went out every single night for shrimp one time, and I blew up like a balloon, so after that, I think it made me a little...
It might have been something else than
That's true, too. That's true, too. We're having fun. Young 20s. We just decided to go out to eat every night. So, okay, I guess I'm going to put this on pause for the next part. So hang on, guys, and you'll see Clay make his seafood bisque, which is delicious.
What I'm doing now is I'm making a roux. I'm melting the butter, and I'm going to add some flour to it, so it makes a thickening compound. And then I will add seafood to that and let it cook down with just a little bit of milk, or maybe not the milk, clam broth, I'm sorry. So once I get this put together, then I will put the seafood and the clam broth in there and let that cook, and then I'll add the milk and the Old Bay spice as the last thing.
So you add milk next?
No, I'm adding the seafood and the clams and the clam broth.
To this now? Okay.
Once I get the flour.
Okay.
I'm going to turn it down. Okay. But I still have to have the clams and the clam broth in.
So you want me to go get that for you?
Yes. Okay, so once you get the flour and the butter all put together, it makes like a...
How much flour did you put in?
I put 2/3 of a cup
Okay.
with a stick of butter, and now I'm going to use a bottle of clam broth and add that to it.
I don't know why camera's going a little wonky here, guys.
And that's only 8 fluid ounces, and what that'll do is that'll loosen up the so as it cooks. All right, and that'll give me a chance to get the clams open while that's. But the clam broth gives you some of the seafood flavor
Okay.
for the bisque. What you want to do is now that, see how it's thickening that all up? You want to just take and keep turning it, turn your heat way down so you don't scorch anything. Let's see, now you can keep putting it on there until the lumps are gone. All right. Right now I'm going to take that off the heat for a second until I get the baby clams opened up. There's more broth in here. You'll want to use that too. Don't drain the broth off. Might want to pause it, and I'll get these cans opened, and
Okay.
I'll show you when I dump them in. All right, and then you add your 2 cans of baby clams, juice and all, and you add that right to your roux and your clam broth. So what that'll do is it'll thicken. You can see how thick that's looking right there. And I know you're saying, ooh, that looks terrible, but once we get everything else in there, it won't. And this is just heating up the stuff back up. I'll turn the heat up just a little bit. Now that the roux is thinned up a little bit with the juice, I'm going to add our other not our vegetables, but our
The milk and the...
no, the seafood. Got 2 things of seafood.
Okay.
I'll add that to it. Gotta get the other seafood with it.
Okay.
But this will give it a chance to heat the seafood up.
Smells good.
It doesn't even have the cream and the milk in it yet.
Mm.
I gotta get this in there. Last of the seafood, and I still have to put the potatoes in there too to heat that up. This is the last of the seafood to go in.
So how much seafood is that?
It was a pound bag of mixed seafood, and you can get that right at Walmart or any other box store. I usually add, if I can't find the mix, I'll get some scallops, some salad shrimp, baby clams, imitation crab meat or real crab meat if you can find it in the cans. Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the potatoes to it, the diced potatoes. And I am going to drain the water off in these. And you don't have to put the potatoes in there. But I like to put them in there because it gives it a little extra. And it's not all seafood. And it makes a nice heartier soup. the water off it. And with the diced potatoes, you see they're small and about the same size as the seafood once you cut the seafood up. I know I'm not getting into big details with it, but if you've made soup before, you can do this. This isn't really nothing. And I still have to put my Old Bay in there. Seasoning. Can't get the top off it.
Can you get it?
It's hooked on one corner here. This isn't the very best can opener we've ever had.
No. Branch. That's my dog. Branch.
Right. Knife. They have pop-top cans. If you can get those, it's a lot nicer to work with. All right. It's 2 cans of the potatoes. All right, what we'll do is we'll stir that up and let it all heat up nice. Turn that up a little bit more. Give it a chance to heat up. And now I'll add the Old Bay.
It's right behind you, love.
I know, but I need a spoon. It's behind me?
No,
Yeah.
it's over there. Sorry. Thought you guys might want to look at this, the soup.
Alright,
The bisque.
not very good. Alright,
Here you go. That's good.
1 tablespoon.
This is what makes it really, huh?
Yeah, this gives it that seafood flavor.
Let them see the box if if they've never seen it.
And that's what Old Bay
Yeah.
seafood seasoning.
Just in case you're a new wife. And make your husband some seafood bisque. See how easy this is?
And this is just a quick thrown together bisque. Okay.
Do you want to hold the camera and I'll go get your milk and stuff?
No,
for
I
you?
can get that. Just
Okay.
this is half and half. I'm going to use probably about a cup of this.
Then I have the rest for my coffee.
I believe you can.
Oh wow, that'd be great.
Yeah, it's 2/3 and then another third. Okay, there's about a cup of creamer.
I'd pour the whole thing in.
No,
It'll make it nice and creamy.
milk will do.
That's true. But
Then we're going to have some whole milk in there.
how much whole milk?
A couple of cups maybe. That's my measuring on milk. If indeed it needs more, you just add a little more.
Oh, so this isn't going to be a great big monster pot. This is enough for a couple meals then, huh?
Probably so.
Oh, that'd be good then.
And once it gets hot, we'll test it with a spoon for taste. And if it needs more Old Bay spice, you put a little bit more in. If it needs more milk or creamer, you add a little bit more of that. I'm going to add just a little bit of pepper and salt to it. Not a lot, because a lot of people can't have the sodium and a lot of people don't like pepper. I myself am not
Whoops.
somebody that likes pepper.
I'll get it. Yeah, he doesn't like pepper too much.
I can eat it, but I'm not wild about it. No, the black pepper. Just keep stirring.
And how soon before we can eat it?
Once it's hot.
We can have some.
Because that way it's going to take a few minutes for it to get hot, only because the seafood was frozen, or semi-frozen, and you've got to, it was fully cooked seafood, but you got to make sure it's thawed.
Then I'll put this on pause and then we'll take a taste.
That's right. And this is our final seafood bisque. Add just a couple oyster crackers to the top. See how nice and thick that is, and full of vegetable, or full of seafood and the potatoes.
What do you think, Dal?
Really good. If you like seafood, you'll like this.
And there's mine. Good?
And it goes really good with the oyster crackers. Or you could use a biscuit or bread and butter, anything you like to use with it. But the oyster crackers accent it.
Yay!
The nice thing about seafood is you don't have to salt it. It's usually just from the salt water from the seafood makes it salty enough. So you always want to make sure before you spice it up, I guess you'd have to say, with salt and pepper, try it. Okay. Hope you enjoyed this. And if you want to know exactly what you have to have, Ruthie will put the ingredients at the bottom of the page or whatever, or she'll write it in a comment and you can make some yourself. It's quick and easy. I think I probably got more time in cutting up the seafood than I did making the whole bisque. All right, this is Clay and Ruthie from Pople's Backyard Farm saying, remember,
Big or small?
you too can be a backyard farm.